Alright guys, today we're going to be making kefir, or kefir as it's also known. We've been making this for a better part of about 3 months now. It really benefits all your intestinal flora, all that good gut bacteria. This will add a lot more good bacteria. This is way better than yogurt, even though yogurt's pretty delicious in itself. But as far as bacteria and replenishing your gut flora, kefir is, to me, tops, okay? Because there is way more bacteria in here and different species of bacteria than you would find in, say, yogurt may have 3 to 6, maybe 7 tops, from what I've found. But as far as different species of bacteria, kefir has got a boatload of good bacteria for the gut. Okay, so again, we're making this out of goat's milk. You can use cow's milk if you want. There's nothing wrong with it, except for it does cause inflammation on a lot of people, especially older guys like myself that have prostate issues. I've noticed it personally at drinking cow's milk or kefir from cow's milk. Causes inflammation of the prostate, so I can't have it. So we use goat milk. You can buy goat's milk at the store. It's pretty darn expensive. It's probably double the price of cow's milk. But I have a video, and I'll put that right up here, where we buy powdered goat's milk in bulk, okay? And it's like a 25-kilo bag, and a whole heck of a lot cheaper to buy it that way. To make a quart, you use 1 cup of this powder, and you got yourself a quart of goat's milk. The grains, when they start fermenting the milk, they'll go up to the top. Then you'll see a layer of whey underneath it. You'll start seeing separating from the milk. You got whey, and then you got the kefir grains. That usually takes about 24 hours. Now the temperature has to be in your room or the area where you're going to let this sit. So ideal temperatures are in the 73 to 80, just say. It's ideal to make kefir. Let me show you the process. It's very simple. Now if you're going to use goat's milk, I would suggest when you buy the grains, because you have to buy the kefir grains, and I'll have a link in the description of the video where you can get them. That's where I get them anyways. These kefir grains, you want to put them in cow's milk, basically, at first. They will start fermenting better and stronger, because if you start them in goat's milk, they don't ferment as well to start. So when you get these kefir grains, they have to be woken up, basically. And they are in a dormant state. Well, I shouldn't say dormant, but they're just in a kind of a dormant state, and they're not that strong. So when you get your kefir grains, you want to start them off in just a little bit of milk, put them on the counter for 24 to 36 hours, and then take the grains out, which I'll show you how to do in a second here, and then again put a little more milk in a little small jar, put the kefir grains in there, and they will start to make kefir or kefir. Then after you make them out of cow's milk, then I would put them in the goat's milk and just continue on using goat's milk. But let me show you how the process goes here with goat's milk. Okay, so I got my kefir here that I need to strain. And I got a new jar to put the kefir grains or kefir grains in. So let's do this. Let's open this up. I'll explain why I use this coffee filter on there. But as you can see on top here, we got all the kefir grains. What we want to do is, what I usually do, is just kind of give it a little spin, kind of mix it all together. Okay, I do it carefully because these don't seal very well. Okay, and here I have my powdered goat's milk. I have 1 cup exactly. That'll make 1 quart. Alright, so we might not need this jar. So what we're going to do, got me a little strainer here, a little canning funnel. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain this. Now this has already been fermented for 24 hours and it's ready to strain out and drink whenever we want. So we're going to pour this out. And you can see these are all the kefir grains. Not done yet. So these are my kefir grains. They are like hard little, not hard, but like gelatin, but harder. And you need about, for a quart, or 2 quarts actually, you need at least 3 tablespoons. For what I'm doing here, this is a quart that I'm making. I use 3 tablespoons, but that'll also work for 2 quarts. Okay, so that is done. Now, I could just reuse this jar again. There's nothing wrong with it. Or use a new jar. That's totally up to you. So this will go here now. This here is ready to drink. I like it a little chilled. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in the fridge. And let that chill. Before drinking it though, what I do is I just give it a little shake and get it nice and mixed real well, and then drink it. So this is going in the fridge. Now we need to make 1 quart of goat's milk. And like I said, we use the powdered goat's milk. So in here we can make up to, that'll make up to 1 quart of milk. So I get my funnel on there like that. I get my 1 cup. There we go. Now I got enough for 1 quart. So what I'm going to do over here is fill it with water. This here is reverse osmosis water. So I'm going to put almost a quart in here and shake it up really, really good. Okay. Now these are leak-proof lids. And now I just fill it right up to 1 quart. I'm almost there right now actually. Yep, I'm there. And just make sure you shake it and mix it really, really well. So now we have our goat's milk and it's ready. Then what I do is I get those kefir grains that we strained out, and we're going to put those inside, just like that. Okay. Now I could have done it in this jar. There's no reason why you can't reuse the jar over again. So many times, of course, and you'll probably have to wash the jar out or clean it out. Now you want to get some of these lids that are not airtight, obviously, because this will ferment, produce gas. And so what we do is, you could do it this way. Put the lid on there. The first thing I do is I just give it a little shake like this. Just get those kefir grains mixed up in there a little bit. I usually tighten it and then back it off just a tiny bit. You just want a little bit loose so the gas can get out. And that's it. And then put this on your countertop somewhere warm, fairly warm, out of direct sunlight, of course. But on your countertop somewhere, and the temperatures are above 73 degrees, this takes us 24 hours to make another quart of kefir. We were having a problem with these little gnats, these little bugs flying around in the house, like fruit fly kind of bugs. And I had this loose to the point where it's really loose. And they were finding their way in there. I don't know how they were doing it, but they were doing it. So what we ended up doing is just putting a coffee filter on there and just don't snug it down. Remember, you want this to vent, and this will keep the bugs out also. So when you order your kefir grains online, we ordered 3 tablespoons worth, and because that's about the amount you're going to need to get this going. So put those grains in a small jar, a jar about this size or a little bigger. It's not important. You don't have to put it in a quartz jar, or if you're going to use a quart jar, you don't have to fill it up all the way, maybe halfway. Put those grains in cow's milk and let that sit in there for 24 to 36 hours, and you should start seeing a little bit of that separation I show you with the whey in there. And once you start seeing that, strain it like I did and dump that out, the milk part out, and then put that in some fresh cow's milk. And by the second time you do it, wait 24 to 36 hours. Then when you strain it, then you can put it in goat's milk, and they're awake now. They're nice and strong, and they'll just continuously make you kefir all the time. So that's what we do. So, and there is nothing better than a nice cold glass of kefir. And very good for your intestines, great for your immune system, because remember 70–80% of our immune system's in our gut. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. It tastes really good. Now the great thing about kefir, when you're making it, those grains that you put in there, so as the days and weeks go on and you're making this, those kefir grains start growing. So rather than having 3 tablespoons of kefir grain, you're going to end up with 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, and they'll just continue growing. So what I do is, when you have too much kefir grains in there, you'll notice that separation, that whey, it'll start happening maybe within 12 hours or less even. That means you've got too many grains in there, and you want to lessen that. You want to keep about 3 tablespoons. 3 to 5, is okay. When you start getting 6 or more, then it starts making the kefir too quickly. So you want about a 24-hour period is a good period. So what I do is, you can all the extra, when you see you got like 6+ tablespoons of grains, get a plastic sandwich bag, a Ziploc type. Take enough out of there so you have about three tablespoons left, and put it in a Ziploc bag. Then get that Ziploc bag, get the air out of it, and kind of roll it up. That's what we do. And then put it in the freezer. And then anytime in the future, if you need more grains for whatever reason, or the batch you did died for whatever reason, or you didn't want to make it anymore, and you want to stop for a while, you can just get those frozen kefir grains and do the same process again to wake them up, put them in milk for a little bit, and for 36 hours, strain them, put them in milk again. They'll start waking up, and once you see that separation of whey there, they're awake and they're good to go. Bacteria, you can freeze them and they'll be just fine. They just go dormant, they freeze, and then when they thaw out again, they just come back to life. They're amazing. So the only thing that kills bacteria is the heat, of course. So you don't want heat. So guys, that is about it. That's how we make our kefir grains. Again, I call it kefir grains. Very, very simple. Now the one I just did, you can see it separated down here. I got all the whey down at the bottom, and that's the kefir itself. But again, before you drink it, you just want to shake it up, and then you can drink it. Alright guys, so here's to your health. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next one.
Yesterday